Welcome to the Shreveport Connection with Tommy. This video is on your Raw results and Superstar spoilers. Again, no birthdays for this week for Raw. Here's an interesting video link of what happened from WWE Raw with Roman Reigns' wellness policy suspension being addressed. The 44-year-old former pro wrestler that had a rocky transition into film but has found in his groove a steady gig with the Fast and Furious franchise of Furious 7 grossed only approximately $1.5 billion and plenty of work in disaster films such as San Andreas and its planned sequel. In action flicks, he'll star in Shane Black's Doc Savage. That was speaking of The Rock, Dwayne Johnson. Big Win Ballers is HBO's most watched half hour since 2009, with nearly 9 million viewers a week. Big Bet, upcoming movie Baywatch 2017. Dean Ambrose is featured in this new WWE Swerve extra. Pretty hilarious. Dark match before Friday's NXT event tapings saw Ty Dillinger defeat Kai Jetsana, which I'll give you some results of that in the next few minutes. Ryback, who is currently out of action due to contract dispute with WWE, noted on Twitter that he underwent ear, nose, throat surgery on Monday, but he actually only did the ear, as he tweeted the following at Ryback22: ear, nose, throat surgery today. I put off some serious stuff the last 11 years, and it will be nice hearing and breathing normal. This next link has Xaviar Woods playing Pie Face Showdown and checking out Legends of the Hidden Temple in the other video link at VidCon this past week. Again, Pie Face and then Hidden Temple, both links. I'll put it in there for you. Noted from WWE Japan has confirmed that WWE World Heavyweight Champion Dean Ambrose is replacing the suspended Roman Reigns at the Tokyo Live events next month. They have also announced that Bray Wyatt is no longer working the tour. Wyatt was scheduled to wrestle Shinsuke Nakamura on July 1st and work a Fatal 4-Way on July 2nd against Seth Rollins, Chris Jericho, and Dean Ambrose. No word yet on who will replace Wyatt, but I will have some results from the cards from those particular weekend, those events. Deadline reports that Bill Goldberg will be starring in and producing a new action film titled Bauer. The movie follows a veteran Special Forces soldier who is recruited to head a new Black Ops organization for the government. However, he must first save his daughter from a mysterious new group bent on revenge. Filming begins in September. Sounds like the Arnold Schwarzenegger Commando movie. TV news and sports reporter Charly Arnalt revealed in her Facebook post that she starts working with WWE today. And her full statement, photos and videos, comments, and hey everyone, as some of you might already know, although the vast majority of you don't, I'm beginning a thrilling new chapter in my life. As a couple of days ago, I am now living in Orlando because I have accepted a hosting job with the WWE. This is a huge step in my career, and I am beyond excited to start this coming Monday. Well, this is a video is done on Wednesday this week. I hope all of you will continue to keep up with me as I enter the world of sports entertainment, and I still have plenty to say once the NFL season starts. As for Back Talk Ball, it's on a hiatus for now because I'm going to be incredibly busy, but I'll be doing lots of personality-driven stuff for the WWE, so I'll keep the sarcasm coming. Thank you to all of you for your continued support. For those who have been following my journey, which now spans to West Virginia, to Kansas City, to Indianapolis, and now Orlando. I appreciate all your support, and go to these links for that. There's only 2 YouTube links. as well as her Instagram account. Impact Wrestling returns to Universal Studios for a taping on July the 12th through the 14th for live TV and pay-per-view events. Live Impact Wrestling on Pop Tuesday, July 12th. These dates are spoilers posted. New World Heavyweight Champion Dean Ambrose will now be working WWE live events in Tokyo, Japan next month. Suspended Roman Reigns was booked for the shows, so it's likely Ambrose will be replacing him. As noted, like I said earlier, Bray Wyatt has been pulled from the upcoming events for Tokyo, Japan, which means he won't be able to face Shinsuke Nakamura as advertised. Nakamura will now face Chris Jericho and Kevin Owens on the tour. According to these updated lineups, here's your spoilers for that card, or advertisements for the card. Seth Rollins versus Kevin Owens versus Dean Ambrose triple threat for the title. Usos versus Von Villains versus the Club versus Tag Team Champions New Day. Natalya versus Charlotte for the title. Becky Lynch versus NXT Women's Champion Asuka. John Cena versus AJ Styles. Shinsuke Nakamura versus Chris Jericho. Dolph Ziggler versus Curtis Axel. Titus O'Neil versus Baron Corbin. And that's July the 1st advertisement. July 2nd, Jericho versus Rollins versus Ambrose. Von Villains versus New Day. Becky Lynch versus Charlotte. Natalya versus Asuka. Nakamura versus Owens. Styles versus Cena. Again, the Usos versus Gallows and Anderson. Well, look for interference in both of those days' events. Ziggler versus Corbin. Titus O'Neil versus Curtis Axel. Well, that's only the two cards available. And you also notice Stephanie McMahon missed Monday's Raw. Last week's Monday Raw, as she was in France for the Cannes Lions International Festival of Creativity. She tweeted a photo with actor Will Smith earlier, and I'll show you a photo of that. Noted earlier that Ryback, who is currently in the middle of his WWE contract dispute, underwent ear, nose, and throat surgery. He posted on Instagram some pictures, so I'll post that link for you. Instagram.com. The big guy, Ryback22. And he commented on that link. Well, due to some strict hospital rules and my surgeries requiring 2 doctors, only could get the ear part of the surgery today. I am very thankful to have gotten this taken care of. Looking forward to some serious swimming with Wade Barrett and Michael Phelps soon. As he's wearing a shower cap. You go to the link. The city of Coral Gables, Florida, recently accepted a Running Man challenge from the Hollywood, Florida Police Department. And in their link, Big Show versus the entire police department in Hollywood, Florida, Running Man style. Well, my guess, I think they had an earthquake that night. Remember how the earthquake did his rumbles? Tucker Knight of NXT got married. And I'll show you a picture with his wife, Ashley. Congratulations to those. Noted WWE Studios, Marine 5 Battleground wrapped up filming this week, which means The Miz, Maurice, Heath Slater, Bo Dallas, Curtis Axel, and Naomi will all be returning. Miz was added to Tuesday SmackDown tapings in Miami as of this video, and they've already did the tapings for SmackDown. But it's not scheduled for Monday's Raw. No word yet. But just wait for the event or the reports that I give you later in my video. Deadline reports that Sony Pictures has acquired feature film Son of Shaolin. The Rock 7 Bucks production will produce the movie, and there has been talk of Rock having an on-screen role, but that's not confirmed yet. Deadline also reports that Universal is rumored to want Rock in the starring role for their Wolfman movie. Regarding Son of Shaolin, it's a contemporary kung fu story that intertwines Shaolin mythology with many current issues faced by teens growing up in a gentrifying neighborhood. And here's a preview of sci-fi Sharknado, The Four Awakens. movie, which premieres on July the 4th. The fourth installment in the franchise will feature Seth Rollins. Rollins will play a character named Astrotech Lopez, which is a play on his birth name, Kobe Lopez. WWE has a new poll asking fans who should get their own animated character for the next season of Camp WWE. And the names are Brock Lesnar, Dolph Ziggler, Kane, Sheamus, Enzo Amore, The Miz, and Zack Ryder. Tyler Breeze or Ryback, who's not in WWE, so he won't get anything, which is interesting considering his current status. Well, as of this video, 36% voted for Enzo, while 22% voted for Lesnar, 10% went to Kane and Ziggler. Former TNA and Lucha Underground worker Shawn Hernandez was in a brawl with Brent McKenzie before the event in Texas All-Star Wrestling from Cypress, Texas. So video footage can be shown, can be seen at this link. If you look at the left corner of the video, the video, it's well worth 14 seconds of just some brawl that was caught on security camera somewhat, and they posted on twitter.com, twitter.com/Big Daddy Yum _Yum. Well, WWE abandoned the trademark Bauer Club on June 22nd. It was basically due to an application to the trademark name that had been opposed to register stage since January of this year due to Baylor University filing an opposition. The abandonment does not appear related, as Baylor still had not filed their official opposition as of June 22nd when WWE abandoned their application. No word yet on the trademark, why it was actually dropped, but it was listed as an express abandonment like the recent trademark application for Legion of Doom, the name used by the Road Warriors. Looks like when Finn Balor makes it to the WWE's main roster, he will not be using the Bauer Club name with Luke Gallows, Carl Anderson, and perhaps AJ Styles. Back to the event of the Shawn Hernandez thing. There was a second report footage that was shown. McKenzie in a chair getting ready for the show, but when he got into a verbal exchange with Hernandez, the video was caught already in the action. McKenzie offered to shake hands with Hernandez, but then Hernandez kicked him in the face. The two then got into a brawl, which McKenzie put a headlock on Hernandez, pinning him to a table. The fight was then broken up by Bauer and Wilcott. McKenzie let go, but Hernandez hit McKenzie again. Afterwards, Hernandez went to the bathroom to clean up. He had a cut like right there on his lip, probably intruded by a pop in the mouth. He came back with a bloody mouth and some blood coming out of his head. There was a picture posted, but I couldn't download it. Hernandez was reportedly furious, and Wilcott had to calm him down and take him to the other side of the room. As you see in the video, several of the talents were separating both guys. Things then escalated when Hernandez reportedly tried to fight Wilcott as well. But then the locker room then broke it up. As you see in the video, Hernandez then took his family and left the venue. Did not wrestle that night, as he left the whole show entirely. And they continued their melee on Twitter, went back and forth. They were showing pictures again I could not download for some unknown reason, probably copyright protected. But I did see the picture. Shawn had a cut right there, and the guy who he was fighting had a big gash above right on his eyebrow. Looked like half of his eyebrow was removed, and also a big old knot right about there, I would say. Well, WWE take the following matches from Tampa for Superstars episode: Goldust and R-Truth versus the Ascension, Baron Corbin versus Jack Swagger. Well, AJ Styles received a custom Tampa Bay Buccaneers jersey from quarterback Jameis Winston at before Raw in Tampa. As I show you the link for that, several superstars received custom jerseys, and Jameis Winston and Donovan Smith of the NFL's Tampa Bay Buccaneers last on Monday night. posted a video of superstars receiving their gifts. Like I said, you can go to that. Also, Curtis Axel, he's back posting his own vignettes during Raw on Twitter. I'll post that link for you. I saw a part of it, which was mostly kind of like the Vault Villains picture. Well, he was in there. It was like a curtain, black curtain, and that was mostly it. Dark match. It wasn't one superstars tapings. Goldust and R-Truth defeated the Ascension. Baron Corbin defeated Jack Swagger. Raw opened up with Seth Rollins coming to the ring. Lillian Garcia makes the introductions, and we see SmackDown and Raw draft podiums on stage. Michael Colesaw welcomes us, and he's joined in by JBL and Byron Saxton, and they hyped Battleground. Rollins says he will get all the dream match. We've always wanted a Battleground with the former members of the Shield. Rollins brings up the suspended Roman Reigns and says he's not supposed to talk about him. Rollins talks about Reigns making a mistake and shows a Twitter statement Reigns made. Some fans boo, as a Twitter statement was made last week. Rollins breaks Reigns' statement down and mocks every line. Rollins says he owns Reigns and he always owned him. Rollins says Reigns don't deserve a second chance or forgiveness. Rollins says Reigns don't deserve a spot at Battleground and he wants a one-on-one match. Well, music hits and out comes World Heavyweight Champion Dean Ambrose. Ambrose says Reigns made a mistake. We will all have. He says being friends with Rollins was a mistake. Ambrose isn't worried about any of it. He's still looking forward to the triple threat match at Battleground, and it's still on. As far as he's concerned, music hits and out comes AJ Styles to a big pop. AJ says there should be a triple threat match at Battleground, but it should be Ambrose versus Rollins versus Styles. Some fans pop. Styles brags about beating John Cena in a dream match. He says all will be right with the world if he replaces Reigns in the match. Ambrose says Reigns is still in the match. AJ proposes a fatal four-way. Music hits again, and out comes John Cena to a big mixed reaction. Cena wonders if Ambrose will face the franchise. Cena mentions his first match was 14 years ago, and today is his WWE birthday. Which I didn't know that. They argued about a one-on-one match and out comes Stephanie McMahon. She says what happened to Reigns is an absolute embarrassment, but what may be worse is Ambrose standing there as champion. She's not just embarrassed. She's mortified, as she says. She wonders what to do and mentions her brother, Shane McMahon, is not here tonight again. He's on vacation, she says. Stephanie still will take matters into her own hands, but that's okay. She's fine with that. She likes the idea of Styles and Cena joining the match, but that has to be earned. She announces Cena versus Rollins for later in the night, which, of course, prediction, the interruption from his buddies, all set up, and even in the other match. Okay, well, she announces Cena versus Rollins for later. If Cena wins, Cena's in the match. And Styles versus Ambrose in a non-title match. If AJ and Cena win their matches, they both will be added to the World Heavyweight title match at Battleground. She wishes everyone good luck, except Dean Ambrose. Still to come segment, highlight reel with Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens. We see Dana Brooke, Charlotte, backstage, the champion, Sasha Banks and Paige. Then we get a Brock Lesnar 2K17 cover trailer. Back to commercial. To me, my eyes, he don't deserve it. He's only a part-time wrestler. Paige and Sasha Banks versus Dana Brooke and WWE Women's Champion Charlotte. Back for the commercial break. Out comes Paige. Sasha Banks was out next to a big pop, and we get a look at her new Muscle and Fitness. Hers shoot. Dana Brooke was out next with the Women's Champion Charlotte, as we get a look at the Spanish announced team at ringside. Sasha starts off with Charlotte, but Dana immediately comes in. Sasha takes Dana into the corner and works her over. Sasha ends up fighting off Charlotte and Dana. She sends them both to the floor for a breather as we go to commercial. Back for the break, Charlotte's in control of Paige. Dana gets them in some cheap shots. Paige finally fights them off, but can't get the tag. She nails Charlotte and gets the tag. Sasha unloads on Dana, who comes in. Sasha hits the knees in the corner, but Dana kicks out at 2. Paige ends up flooring Charlotte on the floor. Sasha taunts Charlotte as she's down. Then comes when Sasha makes Dana tap out to the bank statement. After the match, we get replays as the two teams talk trash for the stage and the ring. Coleslaw welcomes viewers from China who are watching live for the first time on PPTV. Still to come, Titus O'Neil versus Rusev. Back to commercial. And we get that match up next. Back from the break, Lana is in the ring to introduce U.S. champion Rusev for this non-title match. As she's not shown on camera, she's just introducing him. Titus O'Neil was out next and immediately attacks before the bell and sends Rusev to the corner after unloading. They separate and then they start the match. Titus unloads again and we hits a big power slam for a 2 count. Rusev comes back with a huge shot and mounts Titus with some big blows. Rusev stands tall and fans boo. Rusev keeps control and wears Titus down as he tries to get to his feet. Rusev levels Titus with a drop kick and talks trash as fans boo. Titus finally makes a comeback and hits the shoulder, then a clothesline. Rusev avoids a big boot and retreats to the floor. Fans boo as he grabs the title. Titus runs around the ring and they both collide at ringside. Double clotheslines. Referee counts. Titus ends up sending Rusev through the barrier. He makes it back inside the ring as Rusev is counted out for the non-title loss. After the match, Rusev clutches his title as Titus is all smiles in the ring. So it comes segment. Ambrose vs. Styles. Back to commercial. Back from the break, and they plug John Cena hosting the ESPY Awards. I didn't see it. I guess I haven't had a snooze break. Great point for it. Seth Rollins versus John Cena. Again, my ATTU-verse quote cable goes on to freeze, and I didn't see a major part of this match. I did catch the interference, like I predicted earlier. And, of course, the stipulation, if Cena wins, he gets put into the heavyweight title match at Battleground. They start off slow, and the crowd gets involved with dueling chants. Let's go, Cena. Cena sucks. Rollins ends up hitting a drop kick for a 2 count early on. Cena comes back with a drop kick of his own. Cena tries to keep control, but runs into an elbow. Rollins with a 2 count. Rollins keeps Cena grounded for now. Cena comes back with big shoulder blocks and a big slam, but Rollins sends him to the floor and mocks him. Cena is out on the floor as we go to commercial. Back from the break, Rollins blocks an STF. Cena makes the usual comeback, but Rollins blocks the 5-knuckle shuffle. Cena drops him and hits the 5-knuckle shuffle. Rollins blocks the attitude adjustment, nails 2 kicks for a 2 count. Rollins runs into an elbow. Cena nails a DDT for a close 2 count. Rollins ends up hitting an enziguri, and Cena kicks out at 2. And they both get up, trading shots in the middle of the ring. Rollins drops Cena with a kick and goes to the top. Cena hits the right hand and crotches him. Rollins with another 2 count. After a corner powerbomb, Rollins goes to the top but misses the frog splash. More back and forth action. Rollins with a 2 count out of the corner. Cena blocks the pedigree. Rollins with a crossbody out of the corner. Cena catches him and rolls through with an attitude adjustment, but Rollins kicks out at 2. More back and forth and countering. Cena goes for an STF, but it's broken. AJ Styles, Luke Gallows, and Carl Anderson come walking down the ramp. Cena turns his attention to them. AJ hops on the apron for the distraction. Rollins takes advantage, hitting the pedigree for the win. After the match, Rollins has his hand raised as we go to replays. The club looks back at the ring as Rollins stands over Cena. So they come Styles versus Ambrose. Back to commercial. Then we get the Enzo Amore and Big Cass versus the Phillies. I think they were announced. I didn't catch that because they were already in the ring anyways. And like I said, got some pictures. Probably posted on the SmackDown video. Back from the break, out comes Enzo Amore. I might post it on both. And Big Cass doing their usual promo. And says that they're going to ride the fans the wave. And they get the crowd to do the wave during almost the entire match. As the match starts, hands the fans start the wave when the match starts. Their opponents will wait in the ring. Enzo starts the wave and the bell hits. Enzo and Cass quickly get the squash win with the rocket launcher. After the match, Cass cuts a SAWFT promo, but is interrupted by social outcasts who have been away filming. The Marine 5, Bo Dallas cuts a promo first, and then Heath Slater. This leads to Enzo and Cass getting the upper hand and keeping the outcast from the ring. Still to come segment, The Miz defends against a surprise opponent, and more. Back to commercial. Back from the break, we get a look at the Special Olympic athletes. And on the stage is the WWE Performance Center earlier today. Come back and Renee Young is on stage with Big Show and the athletes. And they talk about WWE's new international partnership with the Special Olympics. Still to come segment again, Styles versus Ambrose. Back to commercial. Becky Lynch versus Summer Rae was up next. Back to the break. Summer Rae is already in the ring while Natalia's on commentary. Becky Lynch was out next, but she attacks Natalia. They brawl all over ringside and Natalia escapes while the referees break it up. Back for the commercial, Chris Jericho is out for another episode of the highlight reel. Kevin Owens was out first, followed by Sami Zayn. Basically, I didn't even see this match again with a freeze and what have you. Really didn't care about it. Sami interrupted Jericho and says the feud with Owens is becoming an obsession and hurting their careers. He wants to end it at Battleground. Jericho mentions how there are no screens tonight because he knew something would go down between the two. Owens and Sami have words. Owens accepts the challenge for Battleground. Jericho runs his mouth and says that their match won't be as big as what he does at Battleground. They end up both laying Jericho out, and Owens leaves the ring as Sami looks on. We get a look back at the opening segment of Raw. In a Continental title match, Miz versus Kane. As they did a segment earlier with Kane and Kane was unmasked backstage. Corporate Kane, I should say, in his suit with, again, Stephanie McMahon. Back from the break, out comes Maurice with the Intercontinental Champion Miz. They wait for a surprise opponent. Out comes Demon Kane. Mask and all. As power goes off, we get formal ring introductions from Lillian Garcia. The bell rings and Kane nails the right hand, going to work and taking control. Miz fights back and makes a comeback. Kane turns it back around and hits a side slam for a 2 count. And this is a title match. Kane with a long suplex and a drop kick for another 2 count. Miz fights back and comes off the top, but Kane connects with a big right hand. Kane then goes for a choke slam, but Maurice gets on the apron for the distraction, which leads to Miz checking on her as she fakes an injury and gets a count-out win. And you already know that you can't win by win the title on a count-out. Miz helps her to her feet, to the back, and what have you. After the count-out, Kane looked on as Miz carries his wife to the back. Still to come segment. Sheamus and Alberto Del Rio versus Cesaro and Apollo Crews. That's commercial. And after the commercial break, they're showing Miz still tending to Maurice backstage in a locker room. And she revealed, actually, they wasn't in the locker room. They were in the middle because you can see some by like 5 or 6 people were in the back. As you can see them going by. I didn't recognize anybody. And she revealed that she was just acting and wasn't injured. Miz called it the most amazing Emmy-deserving performance he's ever seen. Sheamus and Alberto Del Rio versus Apollo Crews and Cesaro was up next. We got a ring out comes Cesaro followed by Apollo Crews. Sheamus and Alberto Del Rio are out separately. Crews starts off with Del Rio and Cesaro comes in early to keep control. Cesaro with an uppercut train on Del Rio. Sheamus comes in to stop a swing. Del Rio takes control with an enziguri and then a DDT for a 2 count. Sheamus comes back in off a tag and works Cesaro over to Heat. Sheamus with an Irish curse backbreaker for a 2 count. More back and forth. Del Rio ends up turning on his partner with a slap to the face and then an enziguri. Well, slap in the face was for the tag. Then leaving him as Del Rio watches from the ramp as Crews hits the sit-down powerbomb on Sheamus for the win. It looked more like a throw-up catch powerbomb. Very similar to what Kevin Owens does. After the match, Crews and Cesaro celebrate as Del Rio looks on from the ramp. JoJo backstage with Dean Ambrose hyping the main event. He's interrupted by Stephanie McMahon, who is appalled at him being the face of her company. She says if AJ wins tonight, She's one step closer to ending this nightmare. She walks off, and Ambrose says she likes him deep down. Commercial. Ambrose versus Styles. Back from the rate, Seth Rollins on commentary, with the World Heavyweight Champion Dean Ambrose making his way out for the non-title match. AJ was out next, and he's by himself. Momentarily. Well, if he wins, he gets put into the main event at Battleground. We'll come back from the break for several minutes of back and forth action. Styles has Ambrose grounded. Ambrose was knocked to the floor during the break. AJ nails a drop kick and talks some trash. Styles keeps Ambrose grounded. Styles fights Ambrose into the corner and beats him down. AJ fights off another comeback and works on the arm. Ambrose finally drops AJ over the top rope and stuns him. Ambrose unloads and gets a close 2 count with a backslide. Ambrose hit another counter and a jackknife cover. AJ counters and plants Ambrose on his face for a 2 count. And then AJ goes up top, but Ambrose crotches him. Ambrose with a super double underhook. Ambrose nails a bulldog, tries to nail a bulldog, but it's blocked. Styles with a powerbomb for a close 2 count. Phenomenal forearm and dirty deeds are both blocked. More back and forth action. Ambrose sells a leg injury. AJ locks him in the calf crusher, and Ambrose crawls for the ropes. The hold is broken, and Ambrose makes it to the bottom rope. Styles lands hard on the floor, and Ambrose follows up with a big dive. He brings it back in and comes off the top, but AJ rolls through for a close 2 count. AJ nails a Pele kick. Ambrose with a bounce back clothesline. Signature moves, and Gallows and Anderson come down to the ring now. Ambrose turns his attention to them, but turns around to a brainbuster from AJ for a close 2 count. Cena then comes out to fight Gallows and Anderson at the ringside, allowing Ambrose to hit dirty deeds on Styles for the win by distraction again. As my prediction was right. And after the match, Ambrose celebrates as Cena gets on the apron. Gallows and Anderson pull Cena off. Rollins comes in and nails a pedigree on Ambrose. Gallows and Anderson beat Cena up on the stage, but he fights back. AJ joins in and beats on the beatdown on Cena on the stage. Gallows and Anderson hit Magic Killer on the stage. The club stands over Cena and talks trash. We go back to the ring, and Rollins hits another pedigree on Ambrose. Rollins then grabs the title, stands over Ambrose, and raises his hand with the title. Rollins stands tall in the ring as the club stands tall on the stage. Raw goes off the air with Rollins talking trash to Ambrose. Dark main event after Monday's Raw. In Tampa saw Big Show, Enzo Amore, Big Cass, and World Heavyweight Champion Dean Ambrose defeat AJ Styles, Carl Anderson, Luke Gallows, and Seth Rollins when Big Show pinned Anderson. Yeah. There was another one that just said they all did their finisher in the show. And thanks again. Peace out. See one of you. If you don't know, just call me, brothers and sisters.